The question was asked, what do I get for joining the First Virtual Global community? There are two questions I would ask before I can answer your questions. The first question is, do you understand what the First Virtual Global community really is? The second question, after you understand what the community is, then simply ask yourself, what do I want from joining? Let's not assume you understand what the First Virtual Global community is. Let me tell you, this is a real living community in the fullest dimensions. People, ideas, investment, and a place where you can create and receive life-changing opportunities. At present, they're all virtual facilities. The photos on the CR Globe website represent each one of those virtual facilities. Not a single place is a mistake, but just a beginning. The community has planned for an unlimited growth, but has set some small goals for the first 5 years. But let's look at the total community. You may have watched the intro and the tour videos, but this information is to help clarify any misconceptions you may have. So let's go. The first location is the Community and Information Centers. Just like the physical community, there needs to be a place where you can easily go and register for all the places in the community that require registration. So thus, the Community Center. But as the community grows and information needs to be stored for the community members, then the Information Archives is the Information Center. So you can call these two places the administration buildings, if you'd like, of the community. After that, you come to the group of four that you should know as the CR Globe Media Production Center, which are the Media Center, Breaking News, Your Comments, Favorite Video of the Week. It is here that you can both get news and give news. It is not just a video or a blog center. It is your place where you can get breaking news that is important to you and those you want to have news known. We want this to be the place where you as a community member can go to get all your news and where we can receive from you what is going on in the region where you live. Today it is vitally important to stay connected and have reliable sources to get all information. This is a must in our community. The next set of facilities are the Mall, Flea Market, Events and Ticket Center, Restaurant Center, Travel and Transportation Center. These are for the members to use and enjoy. As the community grows, it will bring to each member something they need and use. It is important to remember these are for you, and every community has these types of facilities. But in the First Virtual Global community, we are working to make them special for you, the community member. You can also help do that. Understand that when you are a member, each one of these facilities has unique parts for each member of the community. Let's go to the Groups and Organization Center. This is for every member to use and bring others to this community with your like hobbies and all other activities that you, your friends, and family enjoy doing. At the same time, we're working to add global diversity of groups and organizations where we can participate on a global basis where possible. There are possibilities to build the largest groups and organizations in the world with more diversity and talent and fun and flexibility than any other venue. This will be where the community will be able to relax and grow at the same time. Any type or group of organization can be in this place as long as they understand the terms and conditions and value statement. The community is not a political or religious group, but we have values and standards that everyone must respect because we're wanting all cultures, gender, race, and age to be able to have a place where they're not losing their own identity. We want people to have the opportunity to have life-changing opportunities. There's enough influence in all other aspects of life, and this community is not going to be a tool or avenue for an individual agenda or ideology. People of different race, gender, culture, political and religious backgrounds and beliefs will be part of the community, and we applaud that. But it is clearly not the place to promote or discourse or any ideology or agenda. There'll be men and women who will be black, brown, red, white, yellow, and a mix of all within this community. There'll be Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu, Jewish, Christian, and many other types of religious people within this community. But it will not be a place where a divide will be brought over these differences. It will be people who want to be part of this community because we have a common set of values and have agreed to work together under the terms and conditions when joining. There'll be no exceptions. This is not a place where one is higher than the other. Some just have more advantage of mobility or physical ability or financial ability. But every individual member is important, and we as a community are committed to helping each other and everyone the best way we can. Now, we stated that the next 4 facilities are the backbone of the community. They are the Business Center, Investment Banking Center, Ideas and Project Center, and Jobs and Employment Center. Just imagine that you're at the bottom of each of these facilities pictured here, and you could understand that each floor represents a country with all types of business, finance, ideas, projects, and being planned and worked on globally. It would generate jobs and give the ability to the community members to realize dreams that they could only have even just imagined. One of the goals of the community is to target the already 700 million people of the globe that have finished education from schools of higher learning, but are either underemployed or unemployed. We're sitting on a time bomb of educated people who want to live like what they see on the internet. But more than that, every year another 35 million people are graduating. Right now, the world is planning for at least the next 2 years the growth only to be 1% per year. Not enough growth to keep up with the changing world. Jobs are going to be the most critical part the next 10 years of our stability. In continuing with our goals of the community, we're seeking to have at least 30 million members in at least 90 countries within the next 5 years. That's not a large growth, but it's realistic growth. But with that type of growth will come business, ideas, projects, investment, and the realization of life-changing opportunities. That brings us to the next 3 facilities, which are the Education, Medical, and Humanitarian Centers. What is very important to grasp is we keep calling ourselves a community. That is a word that's been tossed around by every small organization because it's catchy. We are the first virtual global community of the truest sense. Why? Because we've planned everything that any physical community has. You need to eat, work, play, plan for tomorrow, and be prepared for anything. The Education, Medical, and Humanitarian Centers are capstones and cornerstones of a healthy community. Right now, the community is enrolling many educational, medical, and humanitarian organizations as honorary members to the community. We want you as a community member to know what is near you and what is available to you when you're away from home and when you're going on travels or for any other purpose, both for educational purposes and medical purposes. The community is also developing both a doctors and dental list along with the possibilities of insurance for groups and travel. These are in the development phase and are goals to implement in the not too distant future. Our world is moving fast, and we need to make sure that everything we do as a community makes sense and keeps up with the speed of everything else. But we've talked about life-changing opportunities all the way through this presentation. But for sure, the most important part of all that we have to do is to do for others that are truly in need. The first virtual global community is committed to give 10% of all membership funds paid to the community from the individual memberships, business memberships, and investor membership. Those proceeds will be used strictly for the humanitarian projects. It is the goal of this community to have all the people who are interested in helping with humanitarian projects to work as volunteers. We need to stop waste of funds that have been given to help others by paying for huge administration costs. Many humanitarian organizations are paying too much for admin and not to the cause they are proclaiming to help. We're not going to judge any of the other organizations, but we're going to commit to do as much as we can. You can help by joining the community and to volunteer to help. There are many opportunities, and we need many workers. We could talk and explain much more detail, but the truth is this community is the only type of its kind and probably offers you more than anything you would be doing with any social media tool that you're playing with right now. The community is going to grow and grow solid. We would love to have you as part of this community, and plug yourself in to any part that you feel you would like to be a part of, to start, to build, or contribute. You can be just a part of the community to get discounts at the mall, restaurants, travel, use the flea market, make some extra money by recruiting new members, and in the process of you getting to be a part of all that, you're helping someone else in a small way that you never planned to do. This community is balanced and is ready for you. Now that we've quickly reflected over the highlights of the community and what it is doing and going to do, let's ask my second question. Remember, it is in response to your question. What do I get for joining? Do you remember you asked me that? My answer is, what do you want? This community is not a flash social media site. It's just like you've moved into a brand new boomtown, and every day something is new. In the 1800s, there were gold rush towns that sprung up in California and Alaska. They needed everything. The ones in Alaska didn't survive because once the gold ran out, there was no need to stay. But in California, there was a better climate and oceans and land for growing everything and places to raise a family. And everything started to come together when the gold ran out and the people didn't leave. This community is going to grow, and you can read about it, or others can read about this community with you in it. It's not a difficult choice, and we're not trying to sell you on us. We'll be here when you're ready. But ask yourself, why not today, and start plugging myself in? There's nothing to lose. So I hope I've answered your question, what do I get for joining this community? If not, please listen to this presentation again. Or ask the person who introduced you to the First Virtual Global Community why they joined. I'm here because I see what I already do in my physical life complements what I can and am doing in this virtual global community. I always want to help people, to save money, and to plan for me and my family. If you have any questions, please write us on the Your Comments in the Media Center, or send us an email to registrationquestions@crglobe.global. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in the community.